frost, but there was still a little bit of frost. It's still pretty chilly this morning, but that's all right. I know that spring is around the corner. Hard to believe that next week begins springtime. So, looking forward to some warmer weather as we come up, and already enjoying the extra hours, so to say, of daylight in the evenings, and with the time change, and not dark quite as early as it was back in the winter time. So enjoying those days, and going to enjoy even more whenever it gets a little bit warmer weather. But with the warmer weather comes mowing season too, doesn't it? So it's always something, but it'll be all right. I enjoy the warmth and the warmer weather. So anyways, I'll quit rambling on about the weather and about the cold and the heat. So, and get into the verse of the day, which the verse of the day comes from Colossians chapter 3, verse 12, which says, "Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering." And as we look at this, Paul is telling the church at Colossae about how to live a Christian life, and he's working his way through the Christian living and the family relationships and the servants and different things here in this chapter. And he stops here just for a moment and tells us in the form of Christian living, if we're going to be a Christian, we're going to call ourselves a Christian, we need to live up to that calling and that name that we take on. And we need to put on, kind of reminds you of the whole armor of God, but he tells us here, takes it a little bit further, put on as the elect of God, we who are saved, we who are born again, and again call ourselves Christian, we put on the bowels of mercy, the kindness, the humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering. And truly, if we do these things, people will see that there's a difference in us, and that they'll hopefully want to be a part of that, and see that there's something about us that's not like the rest of the world. And I'm glad that we don't have to be like the rest of the world, that we can, in our maturity in the Christian life, that we can have forgiveness, have love, have kindness, and have mercy on people, and then you get to that long suffering, and boy, it's the hard thing to do. The long suffering and patience, those are the two things in Christianity that it seems like it's the hardest for us, because especially now, the society that we live in, we have everything at our touch, and we have everything almost instant. We want instant gratification for things too. You know, if we do something, then we want to be rewarded from it. If we put something in the microwave, we don't want to sit and wait for 30 minutes to an hour for it to be done. We want it to put it in the microwave. We want to be done in 15 seconds or a minute or two at the most, and we want it now. And the best things, though, come from long term, you know, and it's here Paul's telling us that we have to have the long sufferings too, and we have to have that patience and that meekness and the humbleness of mind, and we just have to trust God through it all. So today I hope that we can find ourselves more and more in these type of things, and putting on these things, the mercies, the kindness, the humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering, that we can show others that there's something different about us, and that we are truly Christians. There's a lot of people out there today that claim to be Christians, but as we look, they don't have very much mercy, don't have very much kindness, don't have very much humbleness or meekness, and don't have very much long suffering, unfortunately. But they still call themselves Christians. And if we are going to do that, we're going to call ourselves Christians, we're going to say that we're going to live right, then we need to act like Christians. We need to be just as Christ was. That's what Christians all about, isn't it? Is to be Christ-like. And so as we look at these things, look at what Christ was. He was these things. He was merciful. He was kind. He was humble. He was meek, and he was long-suffering. And boy, that last one, for Christ to be long-suffering, is so true, because you and I know that I make a lot of mistakes, and I come very short so often, but I'm glad that I have a long-suffering Savior, that He loves me in spite of who I have been, but He'll forgive, and He'll bless today, and I'm so thankful for His blessings, and that makes me want to be a better Christian and to do what I can to show these same things, and to be kind to others, and because Jesus was kind to me, to have that long suffering for others, because Jesus definitely long suffering for me. So I hope that you can find yourself in that today as well, and that we can be blessed in this Christian life and Christian walk. So, friend, I hope that you are having a good week, and come down to Thursday, and weekend's right around the corner. So I don't know what you got planned for this weekend. Hopefully, at least one day, Sunday, will be for going to church and worshiping the Lord. So I hope that you have a blessed rest of the week, and I hope to see you again tomorrow morning for another edition of First Things First. May God bless you, is our prayers.